Hey guys, I'm Andrea Donlevy from Pentester Academy TV, and we are very excited to be sponsoring HackerCon and SecureWV this year. Held the weekend of November 30th in South Charleston, West Virginia, this event is all about great talks, great friends, and lots of fun. Joining me today to tell us more about HackerCon and SecureWV, as well as what attendees can look forward to, are organizers Benny Karnes.
Hello.
And Matthew Perry.
Hi.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. So, as two of the organizers, can you tell us about the founding of the conference, when it began, and y'all's primary focus?
Well, our conference started, this is actually HackerCon 9. So, we started 9 years ago, and it was just kind of it was an interesting first meeting, and that it was just a group of friends that were computer security enthusiasts, and we got together and we decided that we could have a conference. This was before DerbyCon was big. It was the year before the first DerbyCon. So, we decided that obviously we couldn't do anything big like SmoothCon, or DEFCON for sure, but we thought we would have a nice small regional conference where we could invite in some nationally known speakers and educate the local community about computer security, because that's what we felt was sorely lacking here in West Virginia.
Now, some of our viewers may not be aware that SecureWV has been operating alongside HackerCon for the past few years. Benny, could you provide us with a little background on that and why the change to SecureWV?
Yes, a few years ago, we actually had some people asking for a name change because their companies would not allow them to go to something that had hacker in the name. So we decided to try it out and change the name to SecureWV. It was still HackerCon, we still had that going on, but we were trying to kind of step back a little bit and make things more business friendly, if you will. We actually heard a lot from the people that had been going to the HackerCon before that, and so we decided to actually make it to where on Friday that would be SecureWV, and it would be more of a higher level security talks, IT talks, and then Saturday and Sunday would actually be HackerCon, so that we could kind of bring both groups together. And we also ended up getting a lot of attendees who could, their companies could actually pay for it. So when you buy a ticket, it actually comes up as SecureWV. But we actually had a lot of people, like I said, that were able to go to it, and their companies didn't, look at it and go, "Oh, well, you're hackers." No, we're trying to inform our audience, what the hackers actually do and what the methods are for people that are trying to break into computers. So if we can show that and get that training out there, it helps everybody out. So that's really why we changed our name. Last year, because it was HackerCon 8, and we wanted to go with the theme of dodgeball, so it was the Ocho. We decided to kind of go more for HackerCon last year. That was, but again, it's both conferences in one.
So Matt, why do you think it's important for new or aspiring information security specialists to attend this event, and what can they expect to get out of it?
Well, our industry changes so much, and it's so fast-paced, and there are always new attack vectors, and there's just always stuff to learn. So for people in this industry, it's critical to stay up to date. It's very easy when you work in a corporate setting to get pigeonholed, and you get in the security business especially, you get obsoleted very quickly. So you need to step up your training and just stay constantly on top of and refresh yourself with all the newest things that are coming.
Now, it looks like you have a number of interesting villages, like the voting machine hacking village and other activities on the docket this year. Could you elaborate on some of them?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. Last year we decided to kind of follow what DEF CON was doing and tried to put together we bought a voting machine, a decommissioned voting machine, and actually had it set up we have an area where we have the lockpick village and the hardware hacking village. And we decided to put it in there so folks could kind of, there's a bunch of tables there, they could get together and actually see what they could come up with. It was such a success that we decided to bring it back again this year. It's the same machine. We're looking at possibly getting a couple of more to actually stand up and have different types. But those are two of them. We have the hardware hacking village. There's a couple of guys that have come to Hack3rCon since the very beginning. They're with a group called SME, and I can't remember what their acronym stands for. You can go to the website and find out. But they actually decided a couple of years ago to bring in some, teach people how to solder. So you can go in and learn how to solder, and they have little things that you could solder. Last year, they actually had FM radios that you could put together. It would take longer than what you could do in a weekend. Especially if you're just learning, but they also had some network taps that they had. We've been doing the lock picking, I think since the first one, where you can come in if you've never picked a lock before, you can learn how to do it. Adrian Crenshaw comes in and brings his gear with him, and there are games where you can actually play 4 people against each other. Whoever can, pick the locks the fastest. And there's all kinds of things that we have on that. And then we're also doing the ham radio testing this year. We did it last year, had 9 people. And we decided to do it again this year. So we're going to be doing that. It's not really a village, it's just a testing, but the folks that are giving that test will be there throughout the whole conference. So you can talk to them about ham radio and some of the things that they do. So,
okay, now I was wondering, could you explain the relevance of knowing how to use an amateur radio in this industry and the importance of getting more hams licensed?
Well, aside from the emergency aspect of it, which is one thing, there are a lot of cool technologies that are coming out that actually you have to have a ham license in order to really utilize it. There are some folks that are outside, some of the ham radio folks that are coming in to do this. I kind of work with them off on the side, and we're looking of setting up a mesh network just to see if we could do it. And in doing that, the type of software and hardware that we're going to be using, the hardware is standard off-the-shelf routers, but the software converts it to where in order to use it, you have to have a ham license. So at least a technician's license, which is what we're offering. Hopefully next year we'll have some more folks come in, and we'll be able to offer the other levels as well. But this year we're going to just be sticking with the technician as well. So.
Very cool. And I noticed you have some other fun events planned, like the Hacker Karaoke. What's that about?
A couple of years ago were like, we need to add one more thing to this, and we need to do karaoke. And we kind of thought about it for a couple of years. And when we switched over to SecureWV, one of the guys is like, you know what? There's a website you can get all this stuff for like $10 for the weekend. You can get all their playlist. And so he brought his MacBook, signed up for it, and we had karaoke and just did it. And the hotel was really cool with we can use their sound system in the room. So Rick actually went and purchased a microphone, and I think he had a little equalizer, just a small for like 2 microphones, and plugged that directly into the system, and they were fine with that. And we had it to where the entire room had karaoke. So Yeah, it was kind of a joke that spun off to a pretty good time. So last year we actually did it Friday and Saturday. So that was pretty interesting.
Ooh, that would definitely be something I'd be interested in. Now, switching topics over to the sessions, I know the call for papers deadline is approaching on October 1st. How have the submissions been coming along, and can you provide us with any sneak previews of what to expect?
Well, we have about 10 submissions so far. We usually, a week or two before we start getting the remainder. And we've got everything from someone is talking about how to do capture the flag games. And to be quite honest with you, I can't remember all the others, but we usually have some very technical details, and they're in the years past they've been pretty good. This year we're still getting some pretty good ones. Actually, I will pull it up while Matt, if you wanted to go ahead and answer some of that, I will pull up what we've got so far.
Sure. Amanda Berlin is our keynote speaker, and Amanda has keynoted a lot of talks around the country, and you know, she's a big interesting side note to her hacker ability is that she's really interested in the mental health aspect of our industry. You know, there's a lot of people in our industry that suffer from depression, and they suffer from you know, a lot of different issues, and she's kind of been the forerunner in establishing some programs to deal with that. So, you know, she has a big area set up at DerbyCon this year to help people relax and de-stress and kind of talk about their problems. And so she's going to be our keynote speaker this year, and we're really excited to have her. She's been a big supporter of Hack3rCon probably since Hack3rCon 3 or 4. So go ahead, Benny.
Yeah, she's actually been with us. I think this might be her 4th or 5th year. Mm-hmm. Been coming to it, and last year, I think the last 2 years, she was on a panel. So yeah, she's done quite a bit of stuff, you know, here at Hack3rCon, and always brings 4 or 5 people with her. So that's pretty interesting. So one of the folks that we've got is Dr. Phil Postra. And he's actually been there a couple of times, and he's giving a class on format string variable or vulnerabilities and why they rock. So that's going to be kind of it was submitted kind of as a talk, but he said he could do it as a class. So we're going to try to roll that up and add a couple other things with it. We have monitoring your home LAN with Python as a talk. Then we also have building an information security awareness program, the next generation. One of the founders, Matt, is one of the founders of 3 or 4 Geeks, and another person, Bill Gardner, is also going to be giving a talk. He's a professor at Marshall, and we usually put him in there in the lineup because he always has something pretty interesting to say, and he worked on a book on, you know, setting up an information security awareness program. So he's going to be giving a talk on, you know, things to go forward with it. Then we also have brief introduction to Metasploit, security automation for the blue team. So there's some pretty good talks still lining up. But yeah, it'll be quite an interesting year this year.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. I see you have a teacher's track planned as well. Matt, could you tell our viewers what that is and how it came to be?
Well, I'll let Benny answer that question. The teacher's track was really his baby. He started that a couple of years ago. So.
Yeah. So when we changed the name to SecureWV, we had been getting a lot of feedback from attendees on wanting a Teach Me track. So we decided that year to try a speaker and teacher track. And it worked out pretty well. We started off, it actually started on HackerCon 3 or 4, where on Friday we kind of taught, it was anything from intro to Linux, bash scripting, that type of things, automating some of these things, and actually how to use some of the tools in Backtrack and Kali. And it's grown to the point of we actually have a full track all 3 days. And this year we're going to be doing intro to Linux, bash scripting, Python scripting. I mentioned the formatting the string or format string vulnerabilities. There are a couple others. There's one like for Ansible and how to secure your servers using Ansible. We're still working on a couple others from a buddy of mine from Red Hat, so that to kind of go along with the Ansible things, and a couple of technologies that you can use with Red Hat, kind of the free versions of those tools. So.
Now, if someone was interested in submitting a proposal, how could they do that?
Just go to our website, SecureWV.org, and there's a call for paper link right on the front page. Just click that, fill it out, and send your abstract and PDF right in, and we'll take care of it. Also, if you just want to email, the email is coninfo@securewv.org. So you can email us there too.
Great. All right. Lastly, if people wanted to become more involved with SecureWV and HackerCon or the cybersecurity community in West Virginia, what would you recommend to them?
Well, first, come to the conference. And second, in addition to our website, we have a Facebook group, that's called the 304 Geeks. You'd be happy, that's a great way to join the group and meet up with a bunch of people. And then we have meetings when we're not close to the conference. We have meetings about once a month. And we're involved. 304 Geeks are involved in more things than just HackerCon. We have some educational efforts. We're teaming with some other universities, University of Parkersburg, West Virginia University of Parkersburg. We do some stuff with Marshall, and we do some stuff with Bridge Valley, another college here in town. So the easiest way is just to reach out to us on Facebook or on the website.
Yeah, and they can, if you go to the website and go to the coninfo@securewv.org, just click on that link on the submit a talk page, or it's on there a couple of times, but that'll actually get you a chance to, someone will get back with you on that. And we also have a HackerCon Facebook group, as well as a SecureWV Facebook group. We also have a Twitter for SecureWV, and we have one for the HackerCon Capture the Flag. And then, of course, if you come to the conference, you'll find all of the board members' Twitter handles. So that they have to come to the conference in order to get our Twitter handles.
Oh yeah, I got to make them work for it.
Exactly. Yeah, and here's the beauty part. So, a lot of people talk to us about, oh, well, going to a security conference is expensive. It's $50 for the entire weekend. That includes training, everything. If you decide that you want to take a class, and then you want to, at the end of that class, you would rather see one of the speakers that's after that, the tracks are both recorded. So if you miss something on the speaker track while you're in training, you can actually go back, and Adrian comes in and records it, and you can actually see those within minutes after sometimes him actually recording it. I think his record last year was like 2 hours. He recorded a talk, and within 2 hours, it was on the net. And by Monday, everything that we can record, because sometimes we'll have somebody come in and they'll say, okay, I don't want this recorded for whatever reason. But by Monday, our entire conference, whatever we could record, is on the net. And that's part of what Adrian does is, he records these conferences and gets it. He's got such a quick turnaround. It's unbelievable. And also we have, last year, I think we had it, and the year before that, we're going to try it again this year. We actually have the speaker track live. So they can go on to the website, and usually Adrian puts that out and we'll retweet it. But so it's $50 for the entire weekend. And if you're a student, and that goes for high school and college students, it's $35. And the only thing you have to do is show us your ID. If a high school student comes in and says, "Hey, I'm in high school," we're pretty much going to know. We know who, we actually have 3 or 4 high school students that come in, and I actually know them. So they went to high school with my son. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, come on in. So, I mean, it's a really good deal for the price and for the amount of knowledge that you're going to get. So.
And Benny and Matt, are there any themes or anything special going on this year that attendees can look forward to?
Well, our theme this year is Wayne's World, and that's actually a very sentimental thing for us. We had a board member, his name was Wayne Zielinski, and he unfortunately passed away with cancer last year. And so we're dedicating this year's SecureWV and Hack3rCon to him. And, our theme is Wayne's World, and that's going to be kind of the motif and stuff kind of based around the movies, but it's all really about our friend and late board member Wayne.
Great. And where can people register, Benny?
You can go to our website, SecureWV.org, and there's a registration link on there. And yeah, if you have trouble, just shoot the coninfo@securewv.org email, and we'll see what we can do.
So that's Hack3rCon and SecureWV coming up on November 30th through December 2nd at the Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites in South Charleston, West Virginia. We'll be sure to include registration links as well as other contact information in the description below. Benny and Matt, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you.
All right, for pre and post SecureWV highlights, check out the Pentester Academy TV blog. To be notified of new videos or the latest Pentester Academy news, click on the subscribe button below and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Medium. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.